Hello. Today we shall be talking about the other formulas. You know, those of you who watched my previous video, must have seen there, we discussed only one formula. And I of course told you at the time there are 12 formulas in total. But in the first video session, I discussed only one formula for time's sake, because it was going to be very long. The video already had become very long, so I couldn't go further into the other parts of the lesson. However, today I will tell you at the beginning a little bit about formula number 1, which we discussed in our last video session, and that is when to use this. We learned the formula. We learned formula number 1, but most probably I forgot to tell you when we should use this formula, when we should make sentences following this formula. So when we talk about something indefinite, when we talk about something universal, when we talk about something habitual, we generally use this formula, the first formula, formula number 1, that is subject plus verb. So this one formula will help you to make all the sentences when you want to talk about something habitual, your habit. Say you are talking about your habit, what you do on a daily basis. You have to frame all the sentences following formula number 1. In the same way, you are talking about something universal that takes place now, that took place in the past, that will be taking place in the future as well. You use this particular formula. For example, the sun rises in the east. It is not that today the sun rises in the east, but in the future the sun will be rising in the west. It is not like this. Or in the past it rose in the north. Not like that. Always it rises in the east. So see, the sun is a subject. Rises. Sun, third person singular number. So we are saying rises. Rise plus s. Rises in the east. So in the east, that phrase is not, of course, a part of this formula. The formula, according to the formula, we have made this sentence, and that is the sun rises. So it is better for me to tell you a little bit about the negative form as well. We talked about the positive form only, positive incidents. But when you want to say something negative, following this formula, how should you do that? Always remember, when you are making negative sentences following this formula, the same formula is not changed. Formula will remain the same. You have to use only one particular extra word, and that is don't. D-O-N apostrophe T, the shortened form of do not. So I swim in the pond. I, subject, swim, verb. So I swim in the pond. I swim in the pool. Now I want to say that there's a negative. Then I will say I do not swim in the pond. Everything remains the same. Only we have to use do not. Whatever be the subject, say the subject is we. We do not go there. We do not talk to each other. We do not play on Sundays. So the formula remains the same, only we are using one extra do not or don't. They don't come here these days. These days they don't come here. They do not come here. Now, you remember perhaps I told you in the previous, in the former video that when you use third person singular number, that is he, she, or it, or any name, then we have to add s or es to the verb. Now here, when you are making a negative sentence with a third person singular number, then we shall have to use does not. No s, no es to the verb. No s, no es to the verb. The es we have already added to do. So, does not. He does not play cricket. John does not like this kind of things. Does not like. We are not saying John does not likes. Not that. So here we have already added es to the auxiliary verb, that is do. So he does not, she does not, John does not, Lucy does not, Rosie does not. So or any other noun. Say I'm saying that the sun, I'm using this word sun as the subject. The sun does not rise in the west. The sun does not rise in the west. But when we are speaking in the positive sense, we are saying the sun rises in the east. We are adding this s to rise. The sun rises in the east. And the negative, the sun does not rise in the west. I think I have been able to make this part a little transparent to you so that you can use negative sentences as well following this formula. We'll not dwell much upon the first formula, upon formula number 1, which we discussed at length in our previous video session. So we will go directly now to formula number 2. What is that formula number 2? Formula number 2 is subject plus am, amm, or is, is, or are, arer. So these three words you have to remember: am, is, are. Not that all these words will be used together. One of these three you have to use when you are using formula number 2. So what is that? Subject plus am or is or are plus verb, V-E-R-B, verb, plus ing. This is a little longer. This formula number 2, is a little longer than formula number 1. So it is, once again I repeat, so that you can take note of what I'm saying. Subject plus am slash is slash are, A-R-E-R, plus verb plus ing. That's clear now. Okay? Now we have to make sentences following formula number 2. But before we make sentences, let me tell you when you will be using this. You will be using this formula only when you are talking about something, some action that is going on now. That is going on now, at present. You are going to use formula number 2. Let's make one sentence. I, subject I. Then always remember, with I, we shall be using am, A-M-M. No other word will come there. Am is are. So from there, am is singled out for I. I am speaking to you now. I'm speaking to you now. So now the action is going on. Now I'm speaking. So I'm using formula number 2. So I is the subject. From am, is, and are, we have taken am because that is the word that goes with I always. I am. Then verb, speak, S-P-E-A-K. Then plus ing, speaking. Remember the formula. Subject plus am, is, or are plus verb plus ing. Now follow this sentence. Follow the formation of this sentence. I am speaking to you. You are, subject to you. You are, with you always are. Remember that. A-R-E-R. When you are using you as a subject, you have to always use are, A-R-E. So you are plus verb, watch, plus ing, watching. You are watching this video. You are watching this video. So it's all right. Now you see, any sentence you want, you can make. Instead of I and you, we may use the subject he. Now, in case of he, there is no problem. According to formula number 1, we have to make sentences with third person singular number, adding s or es to the verb. But here, according to the formula number 2, we are not to use any such thing. Simple. Just follow the formula. Remember, after he, we always use is. He is, or she is, or John is, or Jill is, plus verb plus ing. So, he is plus verb swim, S-W-I-M. He is swimming in the river. He is swimming in the river. Now use they, T-H-E-Y, they. Whenever you are using any plural subject, if the subject is a plural number, like they, T-H-E-Y, they, always remember, after any plural subject, we have to use are, A-R-E-R. They are dancing to the beat of the music. So that last part is not, of course, according to the formula, because that particular part has nothing to do with this formula. So any word you like, you can use for embellishment or for prolonging that sentence, according to the situation. So here we have used formula number 2, and there we have you made some sentences according to formula number 2. Subject plus am, is, are, am or is or are, plus verb plus ing. Any sentence you like. I am eating. You are eating. She is serving. She is serving food. So she is a subject, is, plus verb, serve, S-E-R-V-E, plus ing. The sentence is ready. Nobody in the world can tell you that this particular sentence is grammatically wrong. Why? Because you have used one of these formulas. Always remember, you will have more confidence when you speak English if you know all these 12 golden formulas. Because you can judge, you can assess whether your sentence is correct, grammatically correct or not. You don't have to depend on somebody else to tell you that the sentence is grammatically incorrect. Rather, if anybody challenges you that the sentence is incorrect, you may accept the challenge. And you may tell that guy, that come here, look, I have made this sentence following formula number 2. And the challenger must, of course, get absolutely mum. absolutely silent. Why? Because you have proved it, that you have made sentences according to some formula. One of these 12 golden formulas. So, formula number 2, I don't think we have to speak more about formula number 2, but I must not forget this because last day I forgot, so I couldn't tell you about how to make in negative sentences following formula number 2. So today let me tell you now that when we are using or when we are making sentences according to formula number 2, if we want to make a negative sentence, like I am talking or I am speaking, if I want to say just the opposite, then I'll say I am not. As simple as that. Simply a not is enough. N-O-T, not. So we have made the sentence you are watching. That's a positive sentence. You are watching this video. Now we want to say just the opposite. Now you are not watching this video. You are not watching. So the formula remains intact. No change in the formula. Only one not, N-O-T, not, we have to keep on using in each and every sentence if that is negative, according to this formula. According to the first formula, we had to add don't or does not. According to the second formula, we have to use simply a not, N-O-T, not. They are not going to school today. They are going to school, positive sentence. Negative, they are not going to school today. Alright? So, when you are using the third person singular number as a subject according to this formula, then also it is the same. Only you have to use not. He is not reading this book now. He is not watching TV. He is not talking to his mother because he's angry. Right. So any sentence you like you make, and I want to see how many sentences you have successfully made. And of course, if you take pains to mention those sentences, to write down those sentences in the comment section below this video, I think it will be easier for me to understand whether I have been able to explain this to your comprehension or not. See, if you are not able to comprehend, if you are not able to understand what I am teaching, then this teaching method itself is wrong. And I think this particular method which I use for teaching my students has been already time tested. Why? Because last 35 years I have been doing the same, and I have found a lot of successful students. But though I don't claim their success, the credit for their success, but I just feel that this method is all right. Success is theirs, and the credit is also theirs. I don't claim. So here also I am following the same pattern, same methodology. If you communicate with me, I think it will become easier for us to interact with each other. Okay, so we have already discussed the positive sentence and negative sentence according to this formula, formula number 2. Now let us pass on to formula number 3. So this is the third formula which we are going to discuss now. What is the third formula? Third formula is subject plus have or has. In the second formula, am or is or are. In the third formula, no am, is, are. In the third formula, we have to use either has or have. Clear? So subject plus has or have plus verb within brackets, write down third form. every verb has three forms. Regular verbs change their form by adding ed. Okay? And irregular verbs have their own forms. It is important, it is necessary for us to memorize those irregular verb forms. Otherwise, it's difficult for us to use this formula. So your task is now to memorize all the verbs which are irregular, because when you change their form, they have a particular fixed form which you cannot change. So it is necessary for us, it is necessary for me also to memorize. I have memorized those forms. It is necessary for you also to memorize those forms. In the same way, it is important, it is necessary for an Englishman to memorize those forms. It is not that the Englishman is at liberty to change the form any way he likes. Not that. So we have to depend to a great extent on our memory, so far as this form is concerned. So every verb has three forms, I have already told you, like do, did, done. Do is the first form, did is the second form, and done is the third form. Go, went, gone. Go, first form. Went, W-E-N-T. Gone, G-O-N-E, third form. So these are irregular verbs. And ed, you know very well, there are many verbs to which we add ed and the form is changed. Okay, and irregular verbs, there is, if you have a grammar book in your just possession, it will be easier for you to memorize, because in a good standard grammar book, you will find a particular chapter on these forms. So from there you have to commit to memory. Do that please, as soon as possible, so that you can use this formula very easily. If you don't do that, I think it will be impossible for you to use this formula. If you do not know the three forms of the verb that you are using. Okay, so what is the formula then? Third formula is subject plus have or has plus verb within brackets, third form. Okay, let's make a sentence. It will become a little more lucid to you. It will become a little more transparent to you then. Once again, I'm using the subject I. After I, we always use have. H-A-V-E, have. So, we will take have, not has. I is the subject here. I have, we are willing to use the verb do, D-O, do. So as I have already told you, you have to know the forms. I have also told you the forms. Do, did, done. So what is the third form of do? Done, that's right, D-O-N-E. So I have done this. I have done something very, very beautiful. Or let's add ed. I have played, P-L-A-Y, play, third form, played. Play, played, played. Just ed is added. As simple as that. So I have played a splendid, magnificent, or excellent shot. All right? In case of me, if I say this, you will be laughing. So it is better for us to use a different subject. Sachin Tendulkar. Yeah. Now no fun. Yeah? You must agree. Yes. So Sachin Tendulkar has played a beautiful knock. A beautiful shot. Sachin Tendulkar has hit a sixer. Sachin Tendulkar is third person singular number, so we are using has. Alright, remember this. When you are using the third person singular number. I'll emphasis on singular. Singular number. You have to use has, H-A-S, has, not have. But if plural number, then have, H-A-V-E. And with I, always have. With you as a subject, always have. And any plural number must be followed by have, H-A-V-E. Only when there is the third person singular number used, we have to use has. The auxiliary, these are called auxiliary verbs. Okay, so this auxiliary verb has, we have used with Sachin Tendulkar. Sachin Tendulkar has a huge sixer. Has hit. There's no change. Hit, hit, hit. All the three forms are the same. H-I-T hit, H-I-T hit, H-I-T hit. Okay? Let's know the negative form now. Negative form also very, very simple. These are all positive sentences which you have made so far, following formula number 3. Now let's learn how to make negative sentences following formula number 3. So I've said that I have done it. Positive sentence. Change that. Make it negative. I have simply not. N-O-T. Sorry. I have not done this. I have not done this. They have not done this. Sachin Tendulkar has not played this match. Has not played. Subject remains the same. Where have is used, there have is used. Where has is used, there has is used. No change. Third form of the verb is used. Everything the same. Only not, N-O-T, not is used. After this auxiliary verb, use not. I have not. You have not. They have not. He has not. John has not. Lucy has not. But the plural number, John and Lucy, 2, not singular. What should you do? Yes, you should not use has. I have already told you that when we are using a plural subject, we have to use have, H-A-V-E, have. So it is John and Lucy have come to our house. Have come. Come, the forms are irregular verbs. They say come, came, come. Come, first form. Came, second form. And come, once again, come is the third form. So we are following the formula. Third form of the verb. John and Lucy have gone to America. John and Lucy have gone to America. Have gone. Negative sentence. John and Lucy have not gone to England. Have not gone to England. So these are the three formulas which we have discussed today. One is subject plus am or is or are plus verb plus ing. And then third one, subject plus have or has plus verb within brackets, third form. And in the last video session, in the former video session, we discussed formula number 1, subject plus verb. So 3 formulas we have already covered. Now let's move on to formula number 4. Formula number 4 is subject plus have been or has been plus verb plus ing. Formula number 4 is somewhat like formula number 2 with a difference. What is the difference? In formula number 2, it is subject plus am or is or are plus verb plus ing. In case of formula number 4, subject plus have been, H-A-V, have been, B-E-E-N, been, or has been, B-E-E-N, been, plus verb plus ing. Clear? So let's now make sentences. I'm just waiting for you to make a few sentences and write down in the comment box. Write down. Done? Okay, that is of course left to your will. If you like, you will do this. If you don't like, you will not. Yeah, I'm discharging my duty. Okay, so it is I. Once again, subject is I. I have been. With I, always have is used. You know already. From the third formula, we have come to know that always after I, have is used. After any plural subject, have is used. After you, have is used. So here also no exception. I have been. Been is already there. Okay? So I have been reading this book for 3 hours. 3 hours. Now, when to use this? It is better for me to tell you now that I may forget. Yeah. Actually, I'm not able to stand straight. If I stand facing the camera, the light will be reflecting in my spectacles, in my glasses, in such a manner that it will be difficult for me to talk to you for a long time, or it will also be very peculiar for you to see me with the reflection of this light in my glasses. So I'm standing in profile, partially. Okay, let's make some sentences. When to use this sentence, this formula? When some action is going on, for a long time. This is the only difference between this formula number 4, and formula number 2. Otherwise, how will you differentiate between the two? Almost the same. According to formula number 2, I am read plus ing. I am reading this book now. I am reading this book now. And now when I'm using formula number 4, I'm saying I have been plus verb plus ing. I have been reading this book for a long time. Now when some action is going on for a long time, long according to your perspective, of course. It is not that to everybody a certain span of time is regarded as long. Not that. I may feel that 3 hours is a long time. You may feel that 1 hour is a long time. For a long time you have been doing something. Say you don't like some subject and you are forced to read that. In that case, you will see, just if you read for 1 hour, it will seem that, oh, I have been reading for 1 hour. But if you see, when you are reading your favorite subject, the subject that you like most, 3 hours may not seem a very long time. So when you are using this formula, always remember the action should be on for a long stretch of time. For example, your girlfriend has been waiting for you ever since 6 o'clock in the evening by the roadside. Okay? So it is a relatively long time to her. She's a lady. She has been waiting for you by the roadside since 6 o'clock. It's almost 1 hour. She may feel that when you reach there, she may tell you directly, hey, you know, I've been waiting here for last 1 hour, or I've been waiting here since 6 o'clock, because it seems a long time. But to you, it may seem that no, 1 hour is not a long time, or since 6 o'clock you have been waiting, so what of it? What is the problem? You feel that. But don't tell your Don't tell your girlfriend this way. Then you, of course, know very well the reaction will not be very pleasant. Okay, so he always third person singular number. Remember, when you are using the third person singular number as a subject, always has been is used. Singular, remember, singular, not plural. Third person singular number, the subject is followed by has been. Has been. For example, Rosie has been talking to her teacher for a long time. So it is third person singular number, but that's why I have used has been. Now, if there's a plural number, Rosie and Lucy. Rosie and Lucy. Two. Plural number, not singular. So we will not use, of course, has been, but have been. Rosie and Lucy have been watching TV for such a long time. So, I have been, you have been, they have been, he has been, she has been, it has been. For example, it has been raining for a long time. It has been raining for a long time. Now, how to make a negative sentence following this formula? I think by now it has become a little easier for you to understand how to make a negative sentence following any formula for that matter. So it is add not, not, not. It's a negative sentence. I've been watching TV. I have not been watching TV. I have not been watching TV for 1 week. I have not been watching TV. Remember where to put this not, not. Between have been. Between has been. He has not been practicing English for 1 month. He has not been. So between has and been we use not. Between have and been we use not. So all the 4 formulas have been discussed. Formula number 1, let me repeat. Formula number 1, subject plus verb. As simple as that. Formula number 2, subject plus am or is or are plus verb plus ing. Formula number 3, subject plus has or have. Either has or have. Plus verb, third form. Verb, third form. Okay, third form. Do, did, done, go, went, gone, buy, bought, bring, brought. This way forms are changed. So I have already requested you rather to memorize that those verbs, those irregular verbs. Otherwise it will be difficult for you to make sentences using this formula. Formula number 3. And formula number 4, subject plus have been or has been plus verb plus ing. Used in case of some action going on for a long time. Okay? So these 4 formulas I told you in the previous video session that in the next video session we may discuss 2 formulas at a time. But I have given you a bonus here. What is that? 3 formulas we have discussed in 1 video session. So how many more remain? In total 12. 4 we have already covered. Now 8 are left. So in the next video session I will try to cover as many as possible. So more 2 video sessions are required, I think, for us to cover all these 12 golden formulas, golden rules of English. After knowing which, you are absolutely confident to speak English anywhere you like. Then maybe on the stage, That may be abroad, that may be at home, that may be at your school, at your college, anywhere. All right? It is not necessary for us to unnecessarily make this video any longer. I hope this video will help you. Okay? And please give me a like at least. Just like a beggar, I have been asking for a like. Okay, all right. I will not ask you for a like because you may feel disgusted that every day this man begs. No, not necessary. So if you don't like, don't give a like. If you like it, even if you don't give a like, that doesn't matter much. But the main purpose is to have some idea about how to make sentences. So if that purpose is served, then I'm happy. So how to understand? How shall I understand that that purpose is being served? For that reason, your comment is very important, my dear. So please write a comment. If you have learned something from this video, tell me clearly that yes, this video has been helpful. If it has not helped you, call a spade a spade. Call a black. Not necessary to mince words. Simply tell that no, your video session has not helped me anyway. I shall feel a little sad perhaps to read that comment, but still I shall understand that the content of this video has not been very helpful to some of the students. Okay? And those of you who have not yet subscribed, please subscribe to this channel. What more? See you again in the next session. Bye-bye.